Obligatory sound check. Obligatory sound check. Okay, so hi, welcome back everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Past, future, present people, all like. So today we're going to pick up from yesterday and stop fumbling about with Astro components too much and trying to sort of try and design things in like kind of the React way. We're going to carry on with like the basic layout, styling, and grayscale sort of theme for the whole site build. So with a focus on that for 2 hours and avoiding the little pitfalls that we were kind of getting into yesterday with little specifics and battling with Typescript and stuff, we're going to get through this today, hopefully. So let's crack on. Spend no more time wasted. Let's see what we got. Okay. So yeah, what we kind of tackled so far. Let's kind of refresh. Oops, not got anything running yet. Let's fix that. So we were fumbling around a little bit because I was trying to make a generic sort of collections list component, something that would take any sort of entries and a render component and basically be able to loop through them and lay them out like the way we want to on the home page. And yeah, the home page here, the newsletter, the newsletters and projects template page, and yeah, just kind of put that together and stuff. But for the complexity, we ran into one little thing, which was props for the render prop and stuff. Basically, take this out. The index page, I think, should complain, but maybe it doesn't. Somewhere it was complaining that the render prop given to it and stuff was too loose. But I mean, I guess it kind of sort of like getting around TypeScript with that by just using it in any. It just bypass like all type safety and stuff. So it's not great, but there wasn't really a clean way of doing this that I could find. So we'll come back and visit another time. So what have we got? Yeah. So we got the newsletters page. We're going to have to hook that up with the same component, the projects page, the about page, the now page, and the home page. Nothing very fancy yet. We're going to get into a little bit more styling and layout now. We're going to tackle this layout sort of component and grayscale and like just get the space and everything right for yeah, the homepage. And did we apply background to the header? I can't remember. No, we didn't. Might want to do that. some degree of separation. And I was thinking about the home button. Can't remember, I was thinking about it the other day, but like, you know, how to get back to like the home page. It's not, I don't think it's super necessary because the home page doesn't tend to be anything people stick around on for long periods of time. But let's focus on getting these kind of like little card layouts done. So let's get this in. Hold on. Restart extensions. Yep, I know I haven't got Copilot since it's fine. But I might as well just take these off. Right, so that's not going to complain at me anymore. Happy days. Okay, so let's move that to the right, that to the left. And yep, so what do we say? So we said a newsletter item is going to look like this. So we've got the image, title, edition number. I'm going to have it like small like that. And formatted like that. Yep. Missed something here. Let's start with the going to have m bottom 1, the spacing. I like this to be able to space like everything like that. And bottom 1. And then collection list, so here. So for this, everything's fine. So we do want, like what we've done on the homepage, to like space things between them evenly. So, what was it? Space -y -1. Does that put any space in between things? Has a little bit. So for this, we're going to have some, well, we're not going to have padding around the whole thing. Going to have like a section of this that's going to house just the content part. So this is going to be padding 4. It's not going to be too much. No, not too much. that we will review the spacing between titles and headings and stuff, because that's seems a little bit small. So do a bit more. If I reduce the padding in this one, because I don't want it to be crazy. Yeah, a bit more than that, to be honest. And the spacing between things, a little bit more, because they've not got a great deal of separation. This one as well, border, so like a border dash right. What does that do? That's okay. I don't want to get into too much like kind of yeah, I don't want to get into too much of like high fine grain design and stuff. So I'm gonna adjust the headings though, because I want it to be that don't want it to be quite like that. See what the Excel looks like. Large. Semi-bold looks good. In fact, the extra large, maybe. Yeah, need a little bit more attention than that. Even though semantically it's a H2. Semi-bold is fine. And I guess this, with the class section, just went a little bit fader. So do we have a thing for still getting used to all the tailwind properties? Typography. We want color. So what's color look like? Come back to responsive design, because we'll need to start using that. So everything just becomes, yeah, prefixed with MD colon or SM. SMMDLG, yeah, makes sense. What colors? Typography, text, color. See, we don't want to kind of give it a color per se, we just want to make it sort of transparent, like semi-transparent. Like reduce the opacity of it. We could introduce opacity, but that introduces other potential problems. But it won't affect us changing the background on the card, which is nice. So let's see. Yeah, there is an opacity thing. So if we made it like 50%, sort of look like it's great. It's a bit too much, like about 80%. Just don't want it as prominent as the tile. It's not as important as the tile, but you want to make it readable without it kind of like standing out too much. So that's not readable. All right, okay. SM base LG. SM. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's see what happens when we do SM, and then was it flex? That's a good point to do it. So what's it talk about when Tailwind? What's it talk about for responsive design? So what's the best way to do flex stuff in Tailwind? I mean, you could use grid. Can't believe I'm going to use can I use for the first time in a long time. But yeah. I think we just start using grid. I haven't used something new for a while, so, and I don't think it's going to change everything all that much for our use case. Plenty of people in our space are going to be using latest browsers, so don't matter too much. So grid. So grid calls, grid gap for. Three. And a gap of 4. What does a gap of 4 do? Say a gap of 3. Right, so let's get the newsletters page using this this thing as well. So move over bit by bit. Don't need this tab. Don't need this tab. Whoops. Need the index though. Keep that for now, and then we'll need newsletters. That page. Got some missing imports, so let's miss those. Add all missing imports. Get that down. Good, good, good. Space it vertically as well, which is nice. Yeah, that is nice. Mm-hmm. Let's thingy up the top section, make it a little bit nicer. So I have a bit more of this going on. Gonna have more of this. Main header. Oops. I just want to make the header stand out a little bit more for now, because actually I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure where to make the header section with navigation links with a block background, or whether to go with sort of like a plain background and let the background of the page kind of fade into it. I'm not too sure. In fact, you know what, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to have a more plain, transparent like header section. That'd be nicer. So that's fine. That's fine. Probably didn't put that background on there. Projects. So projects. Something going on here. I mean, to be honest, maybe this can become part of the layout. What do we say this one layout? This is a general layout. So a layout, newsletter, page, and project. Yeah. I'll keep it plain and just accept a little bit of tiny duplication for now. It's not the end of the world. And get this into expanding shape. Grab this. Projects. Projects. Entries, and it's going to be project item. Add all missing imports. Do I need that? Give that a bit, oops, a bit of space. And we'll need a duplicate this. Project item. difference with the project is going to be look at the config for this. So project gets, ooh, get out of the way, fly. Mr. Miyagi style. Oh, got him. No chopsticks though. It's going to have cover, links, tags. I think the publish date doesn't matter so much on this, but they're going to have a cover. What else? Cover, links, tags, thumbnail. Links, tags, thumbnail. Yeah. Links, tags. Get rid of all this stuff we don't really need. grid dash calls 2. So this is going to be a block. Did you display? No, do block like that. Text dash center. P dash 2. I'm going to put the gaps in the other one. Hold on. Is that in collection? Grid dash calls. Oh, gap. Just gap on its own. Gap dash 2. For color again, I always forget. Dash color. No, it's not like that. It's color dash. I keep forgetting what color is. Font color. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I will remember it by the end of this though. So text color. Oh, this keeps confusing me, right? So gotta get in the tailwind side of things. So text dash. Wait, no, I didn't want to change the color. That's fine. So what's text dash semi bold. This one I want to be big, so it'd be grid dash calls dash 2. the grid, how can I get it to go across different? So grid span. Basically just want the third one to be oh, so I can do call span. Span 2. Yes, bingo. Exactly what I want. That's nice. So then about me, so now is done. It, well, apart from content, but you know, besides that. So we go to individual. So this is a wait. We'll do newsletter last. We'll come back to that. We'll do an individual project first, which is a more complicated one. We're almost done with like kind of the majority of the layout stuff, so it'll be just a lot of finessing and adding things here and there. So let's have a look at the project template page. So project template page. Nope, that wasn't it. Projects. Going back to that thing. Oops, wrong one. Project iron. We don't want it to be the cover, really, do we want it to be thumbnail? No, we don't really want the cover to be a thing. And tags we'll leave off for now. I don't think they're going to be useful on the list page at all, so we'll just leave it like that. Nice and clean, get rid of that. Easy peasy, go back to the project page now. And got some degree of separation here. So padding 4. So it'll be used for everything else. The main section's going to get like that. Well, let's take from the index again because that's where I had H1. That was useful as well, so let's take that. Bad example because it shouldn't have H1s in the content. Should just be stored as the metadata. So that's a little bit better. Okay. So back to this. So flex. So one for these is just like little inline sort of pills to sort of like, you know, sort of show precedent for these sort of little things. I do want to get that thing back from the other one though as well. So let me get the, was it on the projects one, was it? Project item. We wanted this really, so let's take this. Like that. Flex row, and then flex auto. Each little one. So we're going to make these little pills. So we're going to make them. Yeah, flex is the right thing. Is there a flex spacing mechanism? I suppose we use the space dash x dash 1. I'll space them horizontally. Wait for each other, maybe 2. So a bit more space. So we got that, and then these little things, these little pills, are gonna look like this. So I think give them. I'm not sure how you do border. So I'll look how we do borders in this. I do want them to be like kind of rounded, so hold on, let's get a main border on it first. Not border radius, or border width. So border, and then border color. Okay, so border, and border color. Wait. Border dash slate 100. I want padding of 1. Or like padding height 1 and padding width 2. Want to be like rounded. Or is it X and Y? Padding Y, padding X. Yep, that's it. So actually I want padding X to be 3. Always like them a little bit longer then. Yeah, that looks a little bit nicer. And then no space in between things. Yes, we do. 3. That's better. So then what do we say? Rounded dash small. Can't really tell. I need a darker color. So put it up to 400 so I can see it clearly. Rounded. Was it rounded dash small? Rounded dash LG. I think that's the nicest. And I think PY. Oh wait. That's nicer. put that down, back down to 200. Twice, actually, we don't want the border really. Want it to be. Actually, no, that's nice enough. So we've got that, and then we have this. Where, to be honest, at the minute, we just want it to take up everything. So that's just bingo. Spot on how we want it. So now onto this part. So I want to have spacing for this. So padding 4, just like everything else. But I do want to be able to have the images go full width. So I don't know if that's something we can kind of change in the setup of typography, at the typography plugin. I mean, I don't want them to go full width, like, you know what? No, it's, if I, I will figure it out, because even if I don't do it for full, for mobile, I do want to do it for, I do want to do it when it's at the larger screens. It can like just kind of squish out more basically and stuff. Let me see if there's thing for pros. Go to the typography plugin. Ah. So if we do rows dash image colon let's see what it looks like when we're like that. Yeah, okay. See if anybody else has asked this question. So image larger. Basically what I'm looking for is a way to make the to let it kind of like break out of the thing. So width. You know, I'll leave it for now. It's going to be a little bit too much for this. Let's fill the width. I mean, the classicers used to use margin. Let's see if there is the auto thing that will put it into the center. MX auto. MX auto. Newsletter. I'm gonna have similar things to this. Newsletters. Oh, yeah. That was a little bit slow to load. So, got that basic project template laid out. Let's have a look at newsletter. Immediately, this section is going to be very much like the last one. Except it isn't going to be X aligned because when it is the newsletter sign, it's going to be off to the side. Ooh. H1 in that sense. So what was it? It was pros image colon to be full. That's not going to work because we've got padding on the outside of everything. Yeah. We'll come back to that another time. Not super important right now. So we're going to add some spacing again. So padding 4. Whoops. Padding 4. Get the stuff for the H1 again. And I do like the way that we done. Let's style for this bit. So put some separation on it. Doesn't look incredibly exciting at the minute, but that's fine. So I think we have pretty much covered it now. Semi-bold. No, it wasn't that. It was something else, wasn't it? It was font semi-bold. I think we've pretty much covered everything now. Seems like a very basic layout. So shall we look at thing? If we, in fact, let's commit what we've got so far, and then we'll look at responsively each page how we progress with that. So let's close those. Cancel that. Status. Have we got lazy git yet? Nope, no lazy git. So we've added basic smallest screen size styling. So push that up. So right, for very, very basic styling, for just for just mobile essentially. It's not just mobile, but they always saying that, but that's what it is. Essentially just mobile. So this will be nearly done soon. Oops. So now let's have a look responsively what we do for larger screens and go from there. So haven't paid too much attention to the header. I'm not going to pay attention to it anymore until we get to the sort of the content side of things. Okay. So let's start looking at this with next sort of like breakpoint up we're going to be looking at. It's like 640 onwards. So iPad mini, iPad Pro. iPad mini is a good place to start with this. Yeah. So I think it's going to be different from page to page, but we'll start with the cross section stuff, which is going to be the footer. After, no, the footer. So at this point, we want to make these things change. So we want to make it a grid again. SM grid dash calls 2. take that off because a little bit annoying to do that. Then sm space dash y dash 0. Flex auto. So sm space dash y dash 0, reset that basically. So then sm space dash x2. P-8. We'll just make everything kind of more spaced. At this point, 8, yep. Okay. So then let's work top down. So let's have a look at this section. So sm P-8 and give that more space in general. And what we're going to do for this section is make it responsive to display them in side by side. So sm, would grid be better? See how that does. Yeah, it works fine. If anything, we can give the image a little bit more room, possibly. In fact, if we're going to do that, might as well not do things, might as well do flex. And then flex row, sm flex no wrap. This is going to be sm flex dash 2. That's how best to handle that. And width, is it? Width. Min width. Min W. flex line. So it's going to be basically I want to put the stuff in the center. So flex box again. I feel like I'm relearning CSS in a way. So align. So center. Content center. Place self-center, that's what I want. Bingo wingo. Look what it looks like when you're in like large. Okay, it looks kind of crazy. Spacing wise, we've got to limit it somehow, so. I don't think this is the right thing for this, so I'm going to change it to a grid. Doesn't work well. Grid sm grid calls 2. That works at least somewhat better. Go back to the footing, put some restriction on it, so all of this. Yeah. So that then this can be G. Max dash width dash and LG MX also. So these are the things we're going to need to add for other sections. I think these actually make sense to go in the thing, the collection list. There we go. That gets things lined up a little bit better. We'll come back to this a bit because we're getting a little bit out of sorts. Got about half an hour left, so we kind of got through the home page in decent fashion and stuff. So let's have a look at the newsletters page. That's fine as is. So I guess we're going to need some similar stuff to happen here. So newsletters, slug page. So we do to the home page. So we bumped everything in really. So SM p-8. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Newsletters. How to make this section so it's like max width. So max W is 32 on spacing. Yikes, that is nothing. Is it like characters? So is that like 80 characters? 90 characters? No in between, is there? Width. 96. Not really sure the meaning of. I'll have to look it up. Let me look at these values and what they mean. I think there's probably some science behind these max, spacing values and stuff, but we'll look into it at some other point. So complain about. Like it might be related to font size and how that spacing works, but I don't know for definite, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. Get the max spacing for these, so SM MB-4. But I think this looks fine. Basic, but fine. And then onto the projects page. So projects. Let's have a look at what this looks like in super large. Go back to that in a second. Get these bits in. Try to introduce unnecessary markup where we can, but sometimes it's unavoidable for readability or just for semantics and for getting what we want. Same with these ones. Oops. Might be that we should have turned this into a layout template because they are matching very similar, but we can always come back and refactor that. I wasn't sure how different they were going to be, so that's not a crime. So let's carry on. Content's going to make this shine because it always does. Oh, that's why I didn't put the thing on the footer. Hold on. Yeah. So you didn't want this section at the bottom actually to be coloured at all, did we? This is going to chop off that colour a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. So there we go. Not a perfect way of doing it, but a way of doing it. So I'm happy with that. Then let's get the About Me page sorted. Got the general page template to do for this one. So SM-P, whoops, SM:P8. Right, now on to the good stuff. Got 20 minutes left. Let's see if we can crank out the project, well, the newsletter and the project page. Let's see. Okay. Let's have that. This is the newsletter. Newsletter one. So slug. I think this is quite nice. Already done that at SMP8, so SMP-8. We'll do the MX-auto. It's always in the center. Actually, no. No, not always in the center. Better left align to read. And then I think this size is fine. But when we get to much wider, this is when we're going to want to move over to this layout side by side. I'll come back to the embeddable section. I'm a little bit undecided on the layout of this now because I was going to have like the newsletter sign up alongside the whole thing, but it might actually look nicer if we sort of split. So if we do MD or grid, MD grid calls 2. MD dash place content centers. That work for grid? It does. Cool, nice. So I think it actually might be nicer to have the newsletter embed alongside that next to this. How is this going to look like? It's going to be dependent on the image, really, isn't it? So try and get like images as of a square of origin. So I wonder with the Astro image, so image where they can make it square. Let's have a look at that. Can I give it dimensions? Can I give it like a ratio? width 900, height 900. About remote images. Let me see. So Astro, Astro JS, crop image. Back to this because it didn't do what I was expecting. I wonder if we'll probably come back to this as optimization because going out of time. But basically, the easiest thing to say is that we want to kind of crop this area so it's going to be square. Aspect ratio. Let's have a look at this. I'm gonna have that in my head now. That's it, done now. Aspect square. I did something not quite what I wanted, but aspect ratio. Not used that before. Wonder if what that actually does. That's aspect ratio. Decent support. If I add it to a div around this, so div. Oops. Yeah, creates a square space, but not filling it. It's not gonna get out of my head now. This is all after MD. So MD. Let's let it be what it is, and then after it's bigger than that. Well, maybe not square isn't the right thing. Aspect dash video. You know, I'll leave it off for now. Just let it be what it is. We'll probably have something to get the image to fill this space. So fill object fit. How well is that going to work? See what it does when it does that. It's not really it. It's not what I'm thinking of, so that's fine. Get rid of that. Whoops. Come back to that. That exists as it is now, that's fine. Let's just tidy this up a little bit. Just before we run out of time. We can call it a day. Yeah, go away. That's better. Put it bottom right. Yep, fine. Just need to sort out what happens to that top section. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. So backgrounds applied to that stuff. There needs to be another section within for this stuff to exist. So it's going to be all based on it's going to be LG stuff, LG. This isn't quite right, but let's throw it in and see what it does. It'd be better to have things lining up and reading nicely. So that the content of this one lines up with that one. That's what I'm trying to get at the minute. That feels like it might need some magic numbers for stuff like that, so I'm not too sure on this one. Especially because it's got a background, not like the homepage, which doesn't. I saw something that might be useful. It's not actually right, but let's try this. some extra divage in here to get what we want. In fact, it still doesn't solve the problem that we want, because the image will get cropped as well. It might not be a good way of doing this. This might be one for next time, because I can't think of a good way of doing this. What we sort of need is, we need this max auto thing, but we need it where it basically only gives, it's like half of that. So this part becomes like max W screen Excel. Find that thing again. So width. Width screen L. So this one is width screen. Um, Let's do it. So min width, min W. W dash. So y min dash W dash. Why is there no? No, it's not going to work. Ah, the heck. $12.80. So $12.80. And that basically fixes it for the whole thing. See, I can crack this one more time. So margin left, auto, and then the width is LG width dash 640, isn't it? So oh, I don't like using this, but $1280 divided by 2 is 640, isn't it? Boom. That does it. Okay. I think this will do for now. It's something. It's not perfect, but got to kind of finish up for the day. So that was a decent way to end it. Let's have a look. Get status. So I think we needed to get onto the project page, but we almost covered all the pages on this site build now in terms of like a very basic layout. And from there, it's very easy to start bringing in color and like styling things up a little bit more and stuff and getting a little bit jazzy and stuff. So we kind of got most of this in. I might try and get a little bit more done with, like I might fix up the header a bit, so because don't know whether you need like a home link, but it might be something that we add for, because we've only got these links really. I could probably do with a better menu system, so we can have like a light and dark theme switcher possibly, and also so that we can have we can put the home button on, then it's not gonna like, we're not gonna run out of space on that. And yeah, probably look at what we can do for these buttons down here. Maybe get the embed form actually as well. That'd be nice. So let's commit all that. Getting more familiar as I go with Tailwind. So almost finished the basic layout. with grayscale. Yeah, so that's going to be it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you're coming in from the future, thanks for coming back to watch. Hope it's been useful. Next time, which I mean tomorrow, we're going to get into finishing off. We didn't finish off the project page, so I'm going to get into looking at the project page, like just up through the various screen sizes and stuff, and then from there. We'll look at maybe the embed form action as well for Beehive, just kind of get it integrated and make sure that it's like working as we expect. Any styling that might be needed and stuff. And then after that, I guess we're going to be looking at... let me check my notes again. So we've almost scaffolded out the pages with the template. Theme is the thing that's coming back in again, I guess. So like... refactoring for tailwind components and style, and kind of doing that in a header component for what we're all kind of like doing this, like, various levels of fidelity. So that'll be it. So we'll sign off for now. See you tomorrow if you tune in.